I'm Jason.
I'm Adam.
And I'm usually Dave from the Digital Soup Podcast.
A proud member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual. Check out all the other podcasts
at GonnaGeek.com and get ready because geekiness begins in 3,
2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode, I had to check my notes real quick, 308 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. This is recorded live on April 22nd, 2018. We're 2 days past 420, and while I have not partaken, I did enjoy all of the police departments tweeting about, hey, here's free video games and snacks on 420, and putting out fake traps for stoners as it was a big joke. That was pretty fantastic.
I wonder if any of those worked.
Well, if they had enough to smoke, it probably worked.
I'm pretty sure that we're hitting our 6-year anniversary right now, too.
Holy crap. It very well. Yeah, I think so. If we go over to ATGN podcast, I think it's somewhere around the 21st, 22nd, or 23rd, 6 years ago that this podcast started its whole attempt to dominate the internet. We haven't done it yet, guys.
We are right around the 6-year mark now.
6 years.
Which means I've known Chris for 8 years.
God, we're old.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Neil.
Apparently, the Seattle PD just gives that stuff out.
Well, it is legal in Seattle, so they don't have to set traps there.
Yeah. I mean, I think...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's got to be different in the states where it's legal now.
Yeah. Colorado. California?
Yeah.
California.
Yeah, they passed their recreational law as well.
I know Illinois is working on theirs.
But let's be honest, how hard was
states that like money?
How hard was it in California to get a medical card, though? Let's be honest. Seth Rogen had one. Kevin Smith had one. Anyone in Hollywood had one. And like, I have anxiety, so I need weed.
Yeah. And notice, all those people still have huge careers and keep making things.
Yeah, Kevin Smith smokes a lot of weed.
Yeah, when he started smoking it, he would only smoke when he was working. So he would light a joint and start writing. You may not like Tusk and Yoga Hosers, but he's made like 5 movies since he started smoking weed.
Yeah, most people don't like Tusk and Yoga Hosers.
Yeah, well, he also made Red State, and that movie is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm told we'll eventually get another Jay and Silent Bob movie, but we'll see.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of movies that Kevin Smith has promised lately, and it's like...
Yeah, but this is the one that he owns, so nobody can tell him no on this one as long as he gets the money to back it.
No, Sailor Poland. It wasn't a Batman that wets himself. It was a Batman that had bladder spasms because of an explosion. No, he totally pissed his pants in the Kevin Smith Batman.
Did I miss something? I don't know this.
Yeah, it's the one thing that a bunch of Batman freaks like to get all pissy about and get mad at Kevin Smith.
Unintended?
Exactly. Because their fucking Bat God, they think, is now a crybaby because Kevin Smith made him piss himself because he almost blew himself up in a comic book.
No, poor Batman.
But, you know, the internet, they'll complain about anything. They're just mad they're not writing fucking Batman comics, which Kevin Smith is doing. So, fuck all y'all.
Outward Splash asks us, what do we think about the Stan Lee abuse? We did talk about this a little bit last week. That we hope that, you know, he gets the help he needs.
Exactly. I mean, there's been videos that have come out where Stan has denied it, but there's still a lot of people secondhand at like the cons and stuff. They're like, yeah, his line is huge. It shouldn't be that long for someone half his age, let alone someone who's 90. Just let the guy retire. I don't know. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, it's sad. And yeah, he's 95. Like, we're going to lose him soon. That's the worst part. We're soon going to be living in a world without Stan Lee, and I don't like that idea.
Well, now that we've bummed ourselves out, why don't you bum us out some more, Anthony?
Finish the bumming?
Yeah, finish the down inning, or whatever.
All right, we will finish the down inning. I'm going to do something I don't think I've ever done publicly as a sailor, and I need to praise a jarhead, which is not an easy thing to do. I know a lot of people have heard a lot about this person, but here's one thing I want to mention. United States Marine Corps awards and decorations include Meritorious Unit Commendation, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal with Bronze Star Service Star, Vietnam Campaign Medal with 60-day device, Vietnam Gallantry Cross with Palm, Good Conduct Medal with 2 Bronze Service Stars, Marksman Badge with Rifle Bar, and Sharpshooter Badge with Pistol Bar. This gentleman served in the Marine Corps from 1961 to 1971 and made it to Staff Sergeant and had to leave because of a medical disability due to injuries. More than likely, otherwise, he probably would have retired. He was brought in after doing a couple of films as a technical advisor for Stanley Kubrick on Full Metal Jacket. Stanley Kubrick, who famously did not allow improvising. This is one of the only actors he's allowed to improvise because while he was giving technical advice to the actor brought in to be a drill sergeant, he was better at it, and the actor could not do what R. Lee Ermey could do when it came to fucking yelling at privates. And so R. Lee Ermey got his biggest movie role probably ever as the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket. He died, what was it, Tuesday?
It was Tuesday or Wednesday, I think.
Tuesday.
Yeah. And so, yeah, he was the drill sergeant in Full Metal Jacket. He was in Leaving Las Vegas, Dead Man Walking. He did a joke version of the drill sergeant in The Frighteners. He was also Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman's police captain in Seven. Basically, he was just a career hard ass, and also a super creepy version of the uncle in the remakes of all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. But yeah, like this guy was just like an old school as can be. Like he was a spokesman for like 3 different gun companies. Like he just R. Lee Ermey was a badass from way back in the day, and yeah, it was just it was sad to see him go because he's such a crazy fucking great actor. Nobody ever yelled at people the way R. Lee Ermey yelled at people in Full Metal Jacket. There's some kid somewhere right now getting yelled at on a playground, and the jokes the kid that are making at him probably have been handed down from that movie 18 times. And people are, bullying people with lines that he improvised on the moment that people don't even realize were him. But yeah, I also I found it crazy that as badass as R. Lee Ermey was, he dies, and whatever afterlife you believe in, he was up there like 24 hours, and it made everything so tense that they decided that they needed some comic relief and fucking needed Harry Anderson. And so the very next day we lost Judge Harry. And I have to believe it's because R. Lee Ermey made the afterlife that goddamn tense that they needed some comic relief. And so, yeah, we lost Judge Harry. We lost fucking Beep Beep Richie, the original comedian from It. I grew up watching Night Court like every night. Like the syndicated version of that show was on in my local Fox affiliate after the news every night. It was the news, Night Court, and then the Tonight Show. And I think I've watched every episode of Night Court like 4 or 5 times. I loved Harry Anderson.
See,
Did
for
you guys
me, he was always Dave Barry from the Dave's World sitcom that they did based off of Dave Barry's columns.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, for me, he was always Judge Harry, the comedian with the heart of gold, or the magician. He was always, it was such a weird thing too. A night court judge that's doing magic tricks and messing with people. Like it was such a crazy, crazy show. But yeah, it was a nutso week. We lost a lot of really good, talented people.
And I don't care what anyone says. I loved Mail Call on History Channel. Now, say what you want about R. Lee Ermey's politics and anything like that. Let's not get into any of that, whether you agree or disagree with him. But Mail Call, friggin' awesome show.
Yeah, and what was the one? He did one that was all about guns, like literally from like a 22 pistol up to artillery.
Wasn't that on Outdoor Network or something like that?
I think so, yeah. But he did one. It was literally like every episode was him talking about a different firearm. And yeah, politics aside, motherfucker was intelligent and knew his shit. Like the guy knew a lot about weaponry. Yeah, when they did the remakes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he was the creepy uncle that kills the sheriff and takes over, like seeing him torture people and delivering somewhat similar lines to Full Metal Jacket, but at the same time he's actually beating people to death. That was like the craziest confluence of characters ever. Like he was super creepy in those movies.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Yeah,
It's been a tough week in that regard.
And there was a third one too, but I can't remember who it was.
Barbara
Vern-
Bush and then Vern Troyer.
Barbara Bush, yeah. Vern Troyer, yeah. Yeah, four big names this week. Like, damn. I'll fucking beep, Richie. There's your bumming out.
Well, now that we've bummed everyone out, I guess it's time that we segue into talking about some stuff that's a bit more exciting with the news of the week.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
So welcome everyone to the News of the Week portion of the show. This is where we run down what is in our minds the most interesting geeky or nerdy news to have happened in the past week. And while there might only be 3 of us today, we do have 4 newses of the week, because while Willie couldn't be here today because of a scheduling conflict, I did get a chance Thursday night to sit down for about 10 minutes with him and pre-record his news. So it's up to you guys. Do you want one of us to talk first, or just go straight to one Willie D. Nelson?
I would do Willies first.
All right, so we're gonna go over.
Otherwise, we'll forget about it.
That's true. So here we are with Willie's news of the week.
Whoa.
Flashback.
I'm here. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
It's going well, Willie. And we told people you'd be here.
Yeah, so I am here in spirit. My spirit's doing dirty things with yours.
Oh.
I'm talking to the listeners, not yours, Chris.
Okay, good. I was scared.
I mean, we'll see how the night goes.
Now I'm concerned again.
Don't worry, I'll put my beard on yours and we'll be beard
Beard
brothers.
buddies.
Beard buddies, beard brothers. It's all good. So I do want to do a little segment since I'm not going to be there, or I'm not here now. You get the idea.
We know what you mean.
I mean, I hope somebody does. I'm only having part of it. So I was going to do a little segment about reviewing Far Cry 5. Short review. If you like the Far Cry games, you're going to like this one. And done. I'll see you later.
Yeah, sounds fair. I watched the Zero Punctuation video on it, and he's like, hey, it's Ubisoft with another sandbox game that's exactly the same as their last sandbox game. What do you know?
I did see that one just this morning, too. That little video. But, I mean, like I said, if you like the Far Cry games, this one's just going to be another one that's just as fun. I've only played 4, and they played this one, so still just as fun. I had a blast with 5. There is something they do, because a lot of people up here, they don't like the climbing towers unlocked, like so you can see in the map. This one's just kind of more organic, where like wherever you're walking to, like it will just start, uncovering the mist.
That's a bit better.
But
the climbing mechanic was getting kind of dumb.
Yeah, there is no they even make a joke about it in the very beginning. It's like, I'm gonna have you climb this tower just so you can destroy the satellite. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be doing that the rest of the time. Just this once.
That I can live with that.
And well, I think you have to do a couple, like 2 or 3 more times, just like for like little missions to take out satellites that are on them. But that's there's missions of that's going to be set up for the DLC, namely the Mars one. The DLC they have for this looks pretty fucking crazy. Zombies, Vietnam, and Mars.
Like the planet Mars?
The planet Mars. We're gonna beat Elon Musk there.
Interesting.
But I am sad to say I didn't mention it last time, but because I didn't actually play the game, there are microtransactions. I haven't had a need to use them though. I don't think you really do. It's not like you can use it in the multiplayer and be winning, because when you are playing the multiplayer, which I have tasted, and it is actually pretty fun. Every map is locked into what weapons you can choose, like different loadouts. Like you can be this loadout, this loadout, or this loadout, or this loadout. Have fun, and they're already unlocked. Boom, they're already there.
Nice.
It depends upon the map like you go to. And what's great about it, they have like 12 Ubisoft maps, like they made in house, or the developer. I cannot remember the developer off the top of my head.
I can't remember what the studio was under Ubisoft. I'll look real quick while we're discussing.
But then there's also user-created ones, and I've run into a bunch of fun ones. There's One of the better ones is actually when someone actually recreated Nuketown from Call of Duty.
I heard they put a lot of effort, and more so into the user-created stuff. Granted, again, I haven't played it yet. The only review I've really watched was Yahtzee's on Zero Punctuation, where he's pretty much like, yes, we built this make-your-own-map thing so that we don't have to build our own maps.
Yeah, the only problem is people don't really know how to go into like the user created map, so you're playing all the same Ubisoft created ones. And like I try and tell people, go choose some of these other ones because we've been playing these same ones so many times.
It's Ubisoft Montreal that did the development for this game, so it was their Montreal studio.
Those fancy Canadians, I like it. No wonder it takes place in Montana, which is another reason why I like it. Yay, Montana! It's I like the whole cult aspect of it, where there's like a cult trying to take over. It's kind of like the Westboro Baptist Church.
That's
like
both interesting and ominous all at the same time.
Yeah, it's like the Westboro Baptist Church gets militarized.
Well, that's scary more than anything then.
Oh yeah, something like that. But like the leader is like very charismatic. I found out they made like a prequel movie that's on Amazon. I forget what it's called.
I saw it on Amazon Prime, actually. It showed up on my Prime Video.
It's on Amazon Prime. And from what I hear, it's not that bad. You do actually read about in the game about like what actually happens to the characters in the movie. I'm not going to spoil that for anybody. I want to say something, but I'm not.
It's probably safer that way.
Yeah, but when I ran through it, I was like, oh, and then when I was looking through YouTube, just like randomly looking at stuff, they were saying something about like the Far Cry movie. I was like, and it was like, it's about this. And I was like, oh shit, I read a note about something about that in the game. Because there's a lot of notes you read in the game. They are so funny. But I will tell you, I'm all over the place with this review. I don't have any handle on this. We're off the tracks. You know how
we're out of control. We're not doing this on a regular time for the show. This is recorded after dark. We're not used to this.
It is after dark for me, at least. I'm guessing the same for you. Maybe not quite the same because time zones are weird because you'd be all the way on one side and then all the way on the other side, and it's just the same hour, but you're pretty much a different hour away.
The sun has almost entirely set, so I have to have my lights on in my office to have my illumination.
Yeah, I had to turn on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights just to get this darkness. I mean, but who wants to see my face anyway? I mean, I need to shave my
There's
head.
a reason why I don't look at the screen very much right now. I mean, what?
That's fair. You get that. But one of my favorite missions is like well, let me start off with this. There are 3 sections to Hope County. The whole game takes place in Hope County, Montana. And there's 3 different sections run by three different family members of Joseph Seed, who is the leader of the cult. He has John Seed, who's more like a evangelist, and he's kind of sadistic. Then you have Faith Seed, who apparently there's been if you go through and read the notes, there's multiple Faith Seeds. Like it's not just this one girl. She's just one of many that has come in. The other 2 are his brothers. But Faith Seed is she's more of like growing the narcotic plant, not narcotic, more like very druggy plant called Bliss that makes people like kind of set their mind. They'll actually eat away at their minds and they become something called angels. They're just like mindless people that just charge at you and try and attack you with melee weapons. And they will actually get back up like they're fucking zombies. So make sure you shoot them in the head. Or just shoot them while they're down too. Yeah. And I'm running around with my trusty shotgun. It is working perfectly. And rocket launcher. Definitely get a rocket launcher for some of these because before you liberate each of these places, there's fucking planes in the air.
I've heard you should also get an attack helicopter.
You can. I mean, it's fun to do so, especially with some of these missions. So, there are some very bad missions where you actually have to run over certain animals, and it's so hard just to track them down in the vehicle because you're going off road trying to. Oh, so hard. But one of my favorite missions is called the Testy Festy.
Oh no.
They're trying to there's one cook in this bar called the Spread Eagle. That's the name of the bar.
Of course it is.
He wants to start back up the Testicle Festival, which is, Rocky Mountain oysters. It's a whole festival with them. And so you're charged with going to go getting the the testicles for the festival. You're charged with getting the cart that they sell it from, and there's some other part. This is one of the first missions I played, so my memory's going. It's from like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And yeah, it's one of my favorites just because testy festy.
It's not too shabby.
Yeah, the humor in this game is very good. Oh yeah, and then the last person would be Jacob Seed, who's more the military side of the things. And in his area, he has what they call judges, which are these bigger wolves that they actually fed bliss to, and they're like white wolves with like red crosses on their heads. So
Interesting.
you always, yeah. So actually, I thought it was gonna be a lot harder than it was. No, it's not that bad with the wolves. You can technically go to any of the places at any time you want to, and kind of liberate them on your own, like however you feel. I went to John's first, completely liberated it. Went to Face, completely liberated, and then Jacob's, and fully liberated because John is the main guy. No, Joseph. It's John, Faith, Jacob. All these J names. John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Smith.
I was about to say the exact same thing. It was in my head. His name is my name too.
I don't like him. He's kind of weird. I hear he touches people in inappropriate places when they don't want to.
Well, that took a dark turn.
Slightly weird turn, I'd give it.
Darker than I expected. So Far Cry 5, you've enjoyed it then?
Yes, I have enjoyed it. If I'm only giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I'm giving it a thumbs up. It's my type of game. I enjoyed it a lot. I can. Oh yeah, and I will say that there's a major difference too from like Far Cry 4, the previous ones. There's no little tiny mini map in the bottom of your screen. I think it might be over here because my thing's reversed when I'm looking at it. Now it's just like a little top thing, kind of like in Skyrim, Batman, Arkham games. You know, there's like a little compass in the top.
Okay.
And it kind of shows you and it works all right. You're jumping around doing wingsuit stuff. It's all fun, parachuting.
So if you like Far Cry, you're probably going to like Far Cry 5 is the takeaway.
You goddamn right.
Well, Willie, I'm glad you've been enjoying Far Cry 5. I'm glad you had some time that we could have this flashback to talk about Far Cry 5 so that everyone watching live on Sundays can get your thoughts and feelings on it.
Sorry, I'm not there to read the promo.
It's okay. We'll spring it on someone.
I know it's not as good as when I do it.
Well, that's entirely true. Entirely true.
That singing one I did last time was perfect.
It was pretty good.
All right, so is this flashback? Is it getting away from us?
I think it's getting away from us. I think we're gonna have to transition back to real time.
Oh no! Oh no!
And we're back, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed Willie's impressions on Far Cry 5. I haven't bought it yet myself, but once it gets down to, like, say, the $30 tier, I might consider it, because Ubisoft sandbox games, I'm not too keen on playing them immediately. I don't know.
It's not one of those games that you have to buy immediately, like a Halo or anything like that.
Yeah, that's also true.
Like Spider-Man.
Stop it. I'm not buying a PlayStation just for Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I'm not doing it.
I think you are.
No, screw you guys.
I think you should.
No, I don't have money.
I'm buying Xbox to play Anthem with you guys. You can at least buy Spider-Man and a PS4.
I don't need to have all 3 current gen consoles again. I did it last gen with the Wii 63. I'm not doing it again.
So then get rid of the Switch because nobody cares.
I love my Switch. Don't
But
blaspheme.
nobody cares.
Don't blaspheme. Mario Odyssey and Zelda are fantastic. They're great time killers. Kirby Star Allies was a great 8 hours, and then I traded it and got almost all my money back on it.
Are you gonna get a Labo?
No, I don't care about Labo.
Are you gonna print up a Labo?
Well, Nintendo's also selling replacement cardboard for it now too, but I'm sitting there going, you punch all this stuff out, and I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon, so I could just make my own replacements, I figure.
I love the idea that Nintendo's like, we're gonna start selling them now? Cardboard. Why? Because fuck you, that's why.
I'm waiting for people to start 3D printing Labo parts, or at least putting the plans out there so you could 3D print your own. It's intriguing. Labo is actually really cool when you look at some of the stuff they're doing with it, and using like the infrared camera to be able to see little dots on the inside of the cardboard. It's pretty cool stuff, but they were asking me about that at Best Buy, I think it was. I was looking like, you interested in Labo? I was like, no. I said, because I'd play with it once, I'd be like, well, that was cool, and I would shove it in a corner and never touch it again.
There you go. Like my virtual reality headset.
It takes up valuable real estate of space in your house.
Yeah, exactly. Naki, you shouldn't get it because it takes up space where you could put a vagina couch.
Yep. don't have a Switch anyway, so that would just be stupid.
See, problem solved. You
Yeah.
should just get a Vagina Couch. It's free, and then you can flip it at some point in time because it's such an oddity that someone will want it.
This is true.
See?
Or counterpoint, no.
Well,
That's not a very good argument, Naki.
yeah.
I think that's my counter argument is nah.
I'm going to allow it, I guess. But let's move on to our next news story here. I'm going to go next. Hey, guys, we talked about the fact last week that the Fox acquisition by Disney's probably set to go through sometime next year. Well, if you didn't realize at one point in time, Comcast had made a bid to try and get in on that. And there was a lot of concern from the fans of, is Comcast going to buy Fox and just further screw up the superheroes? Well, we do know that Fox ended up selling to Disney. But what we did find out this week is that it was pretty close on Comcast. Details of Comcast's proposal were disclosed this week in a 456-page filing with the SEC. The filing revealed that Comcast offered a 16% higher per share offer. Rather than a cost of $29.54 per share that Disney paid, Comcast proposed paying $34.41. Damn. So why didn't Fox go with Comcast? Because Comcast did not agree to pay a breakup fee in the event that the Department of Justice rejected the deal, meaning that if the deal fell through, nobody made any money. Disney offered $2.5 billion if the deal broke apart.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, $2.5 billion versus no $2.5 billion.
Yeah, that's a lot of my bad money.
Yeah, exactly. They also said that Rupert Murdoch, who owns Fox in that regard, also believed that Disney was a more strategic fit for Fox assets, and Disney stock was more valuable than that of Comcast. Well, yeah, the company that owns Marvel Comics and friggin' Lucasfilm probably worth more than the company that owns a cable company and an ISP.
Well, and especially if you're getting stock from the company that's buying your company, would you rather have Comcast stock or Disney stock?
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was an interesting fact that, hey, Comcast offered more, but there's a bit more value in the fact that Disney's like, yeah, we'll give you $2.5 billion if this doesn't go through. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Does
I'm
that
so
make
excited.
Does that make you wonder about like rich people and like their if it's really like the Arrested Development where they're like, how much can a banana possibly be? $10? Like I wonder if like $2.5 billion is just like
To Rupert Murdoch? Yeah, he doesn't care.
It's couch money. Like Mark Cuban can get in his couch cushions and find $2.5 billion.
yeah. I'm just like, huh.
He keeps that in the glove box of one of his cars.
I would like to be a $2.5 billionaire.
I would take his couch money.
Should you want to donate to a little person, I will take that off your hands.
See, Naki, here's another reason why you need a vagina couch. God knows what kind of money is going to be inside the folds of that couch. You could reach in there and come out with like $20. It's a free couch and $20.
And probably a needle and an STD. So, I mean,
Well,
that's good.
Now you're taking away
And
all
the
the fun out of this
gremlin.
vagina couch.
And possibly a pizza.
Ooh, pizza.
Do you want an STD pizza?
Who doesn't?
I think that might be the show title. Do you want an STD pizza?
Oh, that's a good one.
For those of you who are tuning in late or have no idea what we're talking about, I was perusing the free ads on Craigslist because I'm currently looking for like a sewing table, and came across a Vagina Couch. It is an actual vagina. It's purple, and it's free in Chicago.
Well, no, it's not an actual vagina.
No,
It looks like a vagina.
It is shaped like a vagina with a clitoris. It's purple. It looks very padded and comfortable.
Oh no!
Has lots of labia.
Naki, bad news. The posting has been flagged for removal on Craigslist.
No!
Well, that's just sad.
Oh, damn it!
Well, I guess there's no Vagina Couch in my future.
Now I'm disappointed.
I'm really sad.
That just
Naki.
ruined my Sunday.
Naki, I need some good news. What do you got? Something that's gonna make me feel better about the fact the Vagina Couch is gone. Please tell me you've got something.
I don't think it's as good as a Vagina Couch. But
Well, really, what is?
Exactly. I don't know if I could fill the hole that a Vagina Couch could fill, or be the whole Vagina Couch could be.
That's why I didn't buy the Vagina Couch, because I'm not sure I could fill the hole of the Vagina Couch.
Well, it was free. You wouldn't have to buy it. But anyways, so in Seattle, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is taking over the Museum of Pop Culture, which I guess was formerly the Experience Music Project. And they're going to be doing a 2-story exhibit of the Marvel Universe of Superheroes. And it'll be premiering on Saturday. I don't know if that was this past Saturday. It was yesterday it premiered. And it looks like there's a lot of rare items in it. Like, they didn't actually tell me what's in it. Cool. This article's great.
I think it was like some of like the original props and stuff like that from the MCU. Like I'd seen something, it was on a different site that seemed to indicate some of the Iron Man armors and stuff would be there.
Yeah. So there is Marvel Comics issue #1 behind glass. There is, you can see some of the original art from these as well, which they've reprinted and made big so you can read them. Amazing Stories, that was 25 cents at one point. And then there's, of course, a frame of Captain America punching Hitler.
Damn right. Always punch Nazis.
There's a newspaper for the War on Comics. There is...
and it has an article about the seduction of the innocent on it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Frederick Wertham.
There is there's a early issue of Fantastic Four. So this is like of the comic side of things is like this first part that they, in this article, there's an Amazing Fantasy with Spider-Man, which the original drawings of Spider-Man are really humorous to look at.
I say, careful there. Don't blaspheme Ditko.
No, humorous. And then you can go take a nap next to the Thing on a selfie-friendly portion of a couch next to the Thing. He looks really cool, actually.
And he does look like he's taking a nap. That's awesome.
There is a life-size Black Panther. There is some armors from the Black Panther film. There's a giant Spider-Man costume. And they say that it doesn't seem to be from any of the particular films, just a really cool Spider-Man costume. But there is the 2017 Spider-Man original costume that Peter Parker originally wore before the nice Tony Stark one came in.
Yeah, the Homecoming hoodie costume.
Mm-hmm. There's props from Thor Ragnarok. There's
Piss off, Ghost.
a lot of Iron Mans. I think they called them the Iron Men, which would actually make sense, but I called them Iron Mans.
Be the Armory.
There is, so if you scroll a little bit through this article, they do show a Nick Fury costume, but it doesn't look like one from a particular film that is known.
Please be the Hasselhoff one.
No, it's not the Hasselhoff. It's like it's kind of a military looking costume, but it's not. It doesn't look like it's actual military, so it might be his shield costume from upcoming Captain Marvel. It might be his 1990s outfit.
There's a Tesseract. There's a Captain America shield. There's a bunch of costumes from Captain America. There's a giant Groot. There's a Gamora costume. But anyways, it's a pretty cool exhibit that's going to be in Seattle. So if you're in the Seattle area, recommend checking that out. It looks pretty cool. Take lots of pictures. Do the thing, because I don't think it's going to be in Chicago anytime soon. So.
Neil did say he's going to be in Seattle next Friday through Sunday. So Neil, go enjoy this.
Pictures. We want pictures.
Know that we're all jealous of you getting to go see this. Because, I'm jealous.
And Mopop is awesome. They put Chase figures up on the shelves that they sell Funko Pops in their store. Yeah.
So check that out, especially if you're in Seattle. Or make the trip to Seattle. Go to Seattle. Seattle's pretty cool. So, there you go. That's my news of the week. I thought it was pretty nifty. What I got for you.
It is pretty cool. I wish there was something out this way. I would totally go to it because the Iron Man armors look fantastic. I would love to get my photo with the Iron Man armors.
You do love the Iron Man movies.
I do love the Iron Man movies and the Spider-Man movies, and I love too many things, guys. I mean, look at the wall behind me.
No such thing. No such thing as loving too many things. That's not a thing.
I would go and try to steal the Thor Ragnarok stuff.
But you can't lift the hammer.
I don't know.
The hammer's been destroyed, so what does it matter?
That's what they need. They need an interactive set where they build a hammer out of like titanium and hook it to a stage where you have people try to lift it.
So Anthony, wrap us up. What do you got for your news this week?
I think it was a couple months ago, we said that they had ordered a pilot for Deadly Class, the Image comic book based on a bunch of badass kids going to a school basically for assassins, set in, I think it's roughly 80s nostalgia, early 90s era. Sci-Fi has given it a series order, and it looks like the Russos will be executive producing, along with Mike LaRocca, let's see, and Adam Targum. But yeah, so it's a really cool comic. Basically, a kid off the street gets brought into the world's most secure and unknown private school that is all the children of like the world's most deadliest drug dealers, mafia gangsters, all the world's badasses. Their kids go to this school. And yeah, they're pretty much all willing to kill each other in class. And, they have activities like knife throwing class and like poisons class. What was it? Maybe the first 10, 12 issues. And I only dropped it because I was having to take titles off that I hadn't been getting for long. And so if it wasn't for that, I would have kept getting it because it was a really good read. And I've heard the story, or the series has continued to be great. But yeah, it is going to series, and Sci-Fi has ordered at least one season. So we'll see what Sci-Fi does with it. But since they're the ones actually backing it, maybe they won't cancel this one once it gets good.
We can dream, can't we?
Goddamn Siffy.
TV.
But yeah, it's another, could be another fantastic show based on a really good comic book. So depending on casting and, how they attack the story, like it could be a really, really good one. It could be like kind of like a more vicious version of the Runaways.
That'd be interesting.
Where you'll have a young teen cast. They can do a lot of cool special effects and costuming. But then, yeah, it's all set in a hidden private school. So they can really do the majority of the show on sets that won't have to interact with the real world. So that could probably cut down on their budgets a lot. Should be a fun one.
It should be. And you said Runaways. We just got Hulu, so I'm going to start watching Runaways probably this week.
Nice.
I watched the first episode. I need to watch further than that.
I didn't realize how much stuff was on Hulu, guys. It's kind of overwhelming.
There's a lot on Hulu.
Nine has been my life. Thanks, Hulu.
But
I just finished Key and Peele. Nice. I watched all of it from the beginning, every episode on Hulu. It's still the best show ever.
But you guys know what else there's a lot of stuff on? The Gonna Geek Network, which you can find over at GonnaGeek.com. There's 25 plus different podcasts that make up the network that cover a variety of topics. You've got some shows like ours, All Things Good and Nerdy, where we cover everything that's nerdy because we can't narrow our focus. We're too ADD. You've got other shows like Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Starling Tribune, Crimson Comet, that are all focused on a specific television show, be it Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., things like that. There is a ton of stuff on the Gonna Geek Network. It's constantly growing, and we can't give you a promo read for all 25 shows. But what we can do each week is give you a taste of one other show on the network and say, hey guys, you might want to go check this one out. So Naki, since Willie is not here, we're going to go back to the old school way of doing it where Naki did the promo read. What show are we talking about this week?
This week we're talking about the Intellectual podcast, episode not numbered. David and Whitney catch up. Intellectual hosts David and Whitney take an episode to catch up on all the things that have happened to the Intellectuals since the start of the new year and to congratulate each other on their new successes and on their nominations for the 2018 San Diego Film Awards. Congratulations, guys, and back to you, Chris.
Why, thank you. So go check that out. Go check out the Intellectuals and all of the other shows over on the Gonna Geek Network. Just go to GonnaGeek.com, click on the network button, or go to geeks.live and go to it from there. There's all sorts of ways to get there. But yeah, that's our little moment to share amongst the network. Now, we are going to do a little game this week, though. Anthony said he had something stood up for us. So why don't you explain what we'll be doing today, Anthony?
All right. I have always loved movie trivia, and I think we need movie trivia on the show. So since no one else would invent a game that I would want to play, I invented one myself. It's called What's That One Where... Because I get that question from my friends all the time. I'll get texts where people literally text me, what's that movie where this happens, that happens, this person's in it? So using that as the context, an example would be, what's that one where Magneto and Rudy help a short dude take a ring for a walk?
Okay.
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
It'd be any of them. So yeah, would qualify. So yeah, so I'm not sure yet whether we want to make it like very specific, like Doug Loves Movie style, where you have to say the exact title of the movie. It's like it'd have to be The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, the movie that has the most thes in it. But yeah, I think that's the only Lord of the Rings one reference I put in there. But yeah, I got the first 5 if we want to give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Let's see how good we are at this, Naki. Do you have faith in us? Because I don't.
I'm gonna lose terribly. This is great.
Oh yeah, and to buzz
pony
in,
challenge.
to buzz in, you just say your name real quick.
Naki.
Your name real quick.
If you want to do it that way, that's fine.
That's
Naki.
fair.
Yeah, so we need some type of buzz in. All right, so here's the first one. What's that one where Neo and Miss Congeniality ride around in a bus?
Naki. It's Speed.
All right,
Nice.
1 point for Naki.
Ow,
All right.
Damn it. Tiny room.
What's that one where Batman and Jason Bourne are banished angels trying to get back into heaven?
Chris.
Naki.
Oh, Chris is first.
Dogma.
Dogma it is. All right. What's that one where Han Solo and James Bond find the Holy Grail?
Chris.
Chris.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Indeed. 2 points for Chris.
God damn it! I was trying to remember which one it was.
I had to remember if it had an and in there, if it was colon the Last Crusade.
All right. Now, this one might be a little tougher because I think it's still in post-production, but it was just too funny of a sentence to put together, so I had to. What's that one where Superman and his mustache fights Maverick?
Oh, Chris.
Chris.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
No, it's Mission Impossible, but it's not Rogue Nation. Naki, do you know the actual name of the movie?
I thought it was Rogue Nation too. So.
All right, I'm gonna give the point to Chris because it is the next Mission Impossible. It's Mission Impossible Fallout.
I guess the last one must have been Rogue Nation or something like that.
Yeah, I think the last one was Rogue Nation.
There's too many of those damn movies. How am I supposed to know?
It is.
They're
Yeah,
not
they're
even
all
good.
subtitled. Yeah, they're all subtitled. Only I think 2 was the only one that had a number in it. Like, yeah, it's weird to
MI2.
keep track. Okay, so we're 3-1. We got one left. We'll give Naki 2 points if she can get this one and tie it up. What's the one where Quicksilver and Quicksilver talk about becoming a hero in the real world?
Chris.
Kick
Ass.
I had a great follow-up for that one, too. And Ghost Rider and Carrie show up. But yeah, I always do that thing where I try to think of a movie and I don't think of the actor, I think of the other character they played. So yeah, I thought this is I love the idea of this game. What's that one with? Or what's that one where?
I like it. We need to do more of these.
Indeed. So yeah, those are the first 5 I came up with. So Chris nailed it, 4-1. He's our champ at the moment.
Yep, I'm gonna lose this one terribly because I don't see movies enough. So
Bow
great.
down before me.
I mean, I won the Porn or Pony challenge.
That is
It
true.
is very true.
You had a pretty powerful knowledge of both porn stars and ponies.
It's true. So who has the better life here? Suck it, Trebek.
The penis mightier Trebek.
You'll have to tell me about the penis mightier.
I don't remember the answer, but your mother's a whore.
This was a successful beta test. We'll have to do more of this game in the future. I like it.
Cool. Yeah, I was literally thinking of them as I was falling asleep last night. I was like, oh, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
Well, we're all in trouble if Anthony's obsessing over it. So
Yeah.
I love the idea, especially now. Like, there's so much, like, crossing over of different actors playing different characters in like different comic book universes that it makes for like fun references. Because if I say the movie with Batman in it, you have to automatically go through your head and go, okay, which Batman?
yep, that's what I was struggling with. But then you said Batman and Jason Bourne. I'm like, oh, okay, I know which Batman.
Yep. Yeah, so yeah, it's the context of the 2 characters. Because yeah, I'm gonna try to make sure it's always at least 2 characters. Because yeah, if it's just one character, like that's too hard.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think it would be. But I think if there's
if you say something like where Green Lantern goes off to, or Green Lantern becomes immortal and tries to save his girlfriend.
I see. That'd be more about.
So the girlfriend is the chick from Firefly. So I gotta think of what her name was in Firefly.
Yeah. I see. It'd be funnier to say, what's that one where Miss Congeniality makes Green Lantern marry her?
Oh shit! What's the name of that
The
movie?
Proposal, isn't it?
The Proposal. Yep.
Boom! I see a lot of crappy movies, guys. It's the beauty of Movie Pass before they lose all of their money and I can no longer use the service.
I actually did see that one though, because I think I saw that one with my mom.
I had to go on a date to that one.
It was a funny movie. That was a good one. Because isn't that the one where Betty White's like batshit crazy in the woods with Sandra Bullock?
I think so.
And doesn't she sing? She sings a rap song, doesn't she?
Pretty sure she does.
I think
Yeah,
so.
that scene alone was worth seeing that movie. Betty White kicks ass. But yeah, that's my new game. What's that one where?
I like it. We'll be doing it again at some point in time, guys, because we haven't done a ton of games lately, so it's always good to do more games. Hell, there's some games we haven't done in like 260 plus episodes. Whoops.
Do, 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 do,
Do,
do,
do, do. So looking at the time and the
Vagina
fact
Couch.
Try to count. Do-do-do-do-do.
Vagina Couch. Oh, I'm so sad the Vagina Couch is no longer online. This just
We have to have
ruined
one
my
made.
Sunday.
We have to have one made and sent to Naki.
No, I don't. Where would I put it?
It's going to be your throne
Under
for
your cat.
podcasting.
Yeah, I could just imagine my cat like nesting himself inside of the vagina and be like, "Where's the cat? Oh, look, there he comes, popping out of the vagina couch."
Popping out of the vagina couch.
This is my life now.
Yes, it is.
It's a pussy popping out of a pussy.
I don't even know how to get back from this. I'm sorry.
You got nothing. You got nothing.
Happy 6-year anniversary. Have a vagina couch. Bye.
Happy vagina couch.
We're not helping. Chris is still at a loss.
I don't even know where to go.
The next segment is called "What You're Into," Chris.
Yeah, that's it. It's what you're into.
I'm into vagina couch.
Damn it.
It's time for an STD pizza.
There you go, Suncast.
All right, guys. So what we are going to do, look at the time, we are going to wrap up the show. For those of you that are familiar with the show, we do a bit called What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky things we've been getting into so that maybe, just maybe, you might want to check them out too. And who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Excellent.
So this past week was 3 birthdays of important people in the life. So last Sunday after the show, I went and held a surprise party for my best friend. And then she had no idea and I made her cry. So that was great.
It was good crying.
It was good crying. And then Monday was hers and boyfriend's birthday. I did not see her on that day because I made a roast and potatoes and brownies for boyfriend that day. And then Tuesday I met with my financial planner for the first time because getting money together is great and doing an adult thing because adulting is good for you, I guess. Mostly, I guess. Wednesday my friend came over and cooked us dinner because he wanted us to test his new recipe. So got a free dinner. It was great. He also did the dishes, which I was super excited about because it meant I
Nice.
didn't have to do the dishes. Thursday was
game thing, guys. Do the dishes.
we also played Takenoko that night, which that game is about feeding pandas and it's adorable. And great. Night 2 or Thursday night was game night 2, and we did. Oh, at the surprise party, we played a game called Billionaire Banshees. That game is hilarious for parties. Definitely recommend it. Takenoko for small groups, and then we played Mansions of Madness, which is our usual game night staple, because it's as close to D&D without having to be D&D, but with Cthulhu. Definitely recommend that game for we have a group of 5 that we play Mansions of Madness with, and it gets a little pricey once you start getting into all the expansions and everything, but it's definitely worth the investment if you have a regular group to play with. because we've been playing this game for over a year. We play every other Thursday. Been playing this game for over a year, and we still have situations that we have not yet encountered. So
That's cool.
Nice.
definitely recommend the investment. It's worth your time if you've got a regular group. Friday was another friend's birthday. We all did hot pot, and that was fun. And then yesterday was celebration for boyfriend's birthday. We went to Medieval Times, screamed at our night a lot, and then we all went to GameWorks, played DDR, and forgot how terrible we were at DDR. And
Yeah,
great.
I'm not great at DDR either.
I used to be really good at DDR. I could triple step with the rest of them. But last night I tried triple stepping to Captain Jack, and Jesus Christ, I nearly died. But then again, the last time I tried that, I was in my 20s. And so it's been at least 10 years. So, cool.
You're only 32. It could have been 3 years.
No, it's definitely been at least 10 years.
Naki, I was giving you an out.
I
That's an
appreciate that. I'm an old lady. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm 40. I've never DDR.
But it was a super fun time. But that's why my throat is a little hoarse today, because I was screaming at the Black and White Knight, which we had a great fucking night. Like, he was amazing. He was so charismatic. I was really sad that he lost. And we had a great waiter too. And it was just a super fun time. That was also meant to be a surprise. Boyfriend figured it out on the way to Medieval Times, because of course it's not close to us. And then, today is I'm going to relax. I'm so excited. Boyfriend got a Super Nintendo Classic for his birthday, and I think I'm gonna steal that because he's gonna be gone. So I think I'm gonna play some Earthbound.
Earthbound
Or
is what
Yoshi.
you're going to. Nice.
Or Yoshi's Island, or Star Fox.
If you
Or-
play,
Or
you have,
Indecision.
you have to beat the first level of Star Fox 1 to unlock Star Fox 2 if you want to try the sequel.
Good to know.
See?
But in any case, all of my favorite games from when I was a child is on it, so... Oh no, Art Bell died. I didn't know that.
Man, it's been a shitty week. All sorts of people are dying.
Everyone's dying. It's been odd.
Sad days. Anyways, that's what I got for news of the week.
Or for what she's into. But I'll go next, and we'll let
Also
Anthony
that.
wrap things up.
Shut your
after
face.
this.
Also news of the week.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So some stuff I got into. I finally beat Kirby Star Allies, and once I beat it, I went, there's not much replayability on this, like most Kirby games, and I went, okay, this is getting traded in. There's only 4 levels on it, and they're not super long, so if I hadn't basically paid about $12 to rent it for 3 weeks, I would have felt like I was getting ripped off, is what it comes down to. It's an okay game. It's Kirby. You can have fun with it. The mini games I didn't care one bit about that I unlocked at the end of it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to play next on the Switch. I'll probably just go back to Axiom Verge because I've been playing that and it's really fun. But I've been strangely addicted on my iPad and on my cell phone rather to playing a freemium game where you can unlock stuff with real money. And I have Google survey credits, so it's not like it's real money to me. I just take surveys and pay for stuff if I want it. Marvel Strike Force. I've been having a lot of fun with that game, where basically you assemble a team of superheroes and you have to fight other superheroes. It's pretty fun. I've put $5 of money into it, but it's $5 of Google survey money, so it's not real money at all. It's just stuff that expires in a year. So for $5, I've had a lot of fun with the game and unlocked some cool stuff. If you're looking for something to play for free and not have to sink cash into, you can probably play for free for about, a couple weeks before you'll need to actually put money into it. And by that time, you'll have found another game you want to play. Other stuff I've been getting into, tickets were officially bought last week for the 7 p.m. showing this Thursday for Avengers Infinity War. So,
Oh my god, is that this week?
that is this week.
That is this upcoming week, Friday, the 48th or 49th movie in the streak.
Oh, Avicii died this week too. That's right.
It's been a rough week. Yeah, so I will be taking that in Thursday night so I don't have to worry about spoilers. I was going to see Super Troopers 2 this weekend. I didn't get to it. Suncast, I just seen the chat room, said he saw it, and it was hilarious. I really do want to see Super Troopers 2. I will make it to go see it probably next weekend since I'm going to Infinity War on Thursday. That sounds like a nice Saturday afternoon matinee or something like that. Super Troopers 2. What else am I getting into? It was just a kind of a funny little moment. It shows you how the internet community can kind of be hilarious. Is if you're watching on the live stream, I'm wearing a shirt, It's for the Diamond Club. It's for a group of podcasts I listen to. Well, I wore it to the grocery store yesterday, and while I was there, I was listening to stuff on my headphones. I look up, and there's a dude that smiles and flashes me the diamonds like this, which is the same thing. And I went, huh, small world. Someone recognized my shirt and knew exactly what I was talking about. So it was just kind of a funny moment that you listen to a group of podcasts that are under a banner, and someone recognizes it and flashes the symbol for it. I was like, that's kind of funny. It's what a world we live in.
Nice.
At the grocery store, of all places. Because I had to adult and get groceries. It was kind of crap.
Sorry, just to interrupt for a second. I hopped on Instagram. Chris Hemsworth is on the Avengers press tour, and I guess he brought his dad with him, and his dad fell asleep, and he just picked his nose while he was asleep, and he's now no longer Dad's favorite. Sorry, had to share that. I was very amused.
It's pretty fantastic. So that's what I've been getting into. Anthony, wrap us up. What have you been getting into, sir?
Been getting into losing to Willie in the Fantasy Movie League. Speaking of Super Troopers, we got to give Willie his props. With the estimates so far for this weekend, I'm in 5th, and Willie has an $80 million lead on me in first place because he picked 7 screens of Super Troopers. With that getting $15 million, it was way over its estimate. So he's got a $2 million bonus, so $17 million per 7 screens. He's killing it at $146 million right now. And it might be, he was saying it might be his first perfect week ever, where he picked the 8 screens that it's the best possible combination for the most dollars you could earn. So yeah, so Willie's killing it in the Fantasy Movie League, you prick. But I did get back into first place in the Comics Fantasy League for the Danger Room. I took a first place back from Daily and looking to lock down the first win, hopefully for the season for Danger Room, which would be nice since I am the leader of the Danger Room. It'd be kind of cool to get the first win. After that, I won't care. But I had the first month's win. Now I want the first season win. Then whoever wants it can have it. But yeah, I want the first. The first needs to be mine. But yeah, I need Parker to get off his ass and do some more. Though yeah, Amazing Spider-Man $7.99. The Red Goblin. Fucking Norman Osborn with the Carnage symbiote might be the coolest villain ever, because Dan Slott is just making him super creepy. He's and the artwork on it is, I think it's Stuart Immonen that's doing the artwork. The book's gorgeous. It's super creepy. The character design is insane, and yeah, it's Norman at his best, just being batshit crazy. And now he has symbiote superpowers mixed with the Goblin serum. It's going to be a hell of a lot for Parker to deal with. So yeah, it was a good issue. And then when I picked up my books on payday, I want to say congratulations to Sean Isaacs, who's now the artist on Champions. He did a book called The Stray for Action Lab, and definitely got called up to the majors. He's now working as the artist. Jim Zub is writing the new Champions book, and they took over with issue 19 is the new team where they're adding Nadia and Riri. And so it's basically, honestly, what it is. It's the fucking New Warriors for the current Marvel kids books. So it's all the teenage characters. It's Amadeus Cho, Miles, Sam Alexander Nova, Kamala Khan. It's all the badass teenagers now in one book. And so, yeah, it's a great book. The first issue was gorgeous. It was awesome to see Sean Isaacs' artwork. He did an awesome page where Nova gets his butt kicked in a flight chase and ends up splattering like a bug against the window of a skyscraper. And the interior shot of an office with a bunch of office workers looking at Sam, like splashed on the window, is just hilarious. But yeah, go pick up Champions if you're not reading it, because it's a real good book. Yeah, other than that, I've been staying up too late watching Overwatch, or playing Overwatch, and yeah, finished all of Key and Peele, got caught up on all my other shows, and now I'm watching Bitten because it's got Laura Vanderroot in it. And it's werewolves and stuff, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's a dumb Netflix show. But yeah, it's fun, time killing. That's about it.
I thought it was a freaking MTV show originally or something.
It might have been. There's 2 seasons of it on Netflix. That's where I'm watching. Okay. So I don't know where it came from originally.
Gotcha. Oh, and we did miss one other death this week. Bruno Sammartino also passed away. So if you're professional
Bruno Sammartino died?
Yeah, Bruno Sammartino died.
Like, I didn't even hear about that one. God damn.
It's been one of those weeks.
Sucks. Oh, man.
And the Vagina Couch died.
And the Vagina Couch. No Vagina Couch. No Bruno Sammartino. No Harry Anderson. God damn it.
I'm kind of bummed. I don't know where to go from here, guys, other than to say that there's been some sad stuff happening. The Vagina Couch is sad, but not as sad as a lot of the celebrity deaths. I didn't want to try and make them equivalent. I apologize to anyone who I might have offended there.
I'm as sad as a Vagina Couch.
I don't know how that works.
Me neither, but I like the way it sounds.
That's fair.
Vagina Couch sad?
Maybe?
It might be. Well, it depends on what's happened to it. It might be sad.
That's a
It
fair
also
point.
depends on if there's a dick couch that's the same size, roughly.
Yeah, that's also a good point. So, as we wrap things up, you guys have any final thoughts for us?
Vagina Couch. Do 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 do.
Vagina Couch. Do
Do,
do
do,
do
do,
do.
do. Vagina Couch. Do 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 do.
Infinity War Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to see it till like the Monday after. So,
I'm
but I'm not gonna
ready
be
to
here
watch.
next week, so that's fine. You guys can watch without me. It'll be great.
I'm ready to watch Cap and his majestic beard take on Thanos.
All right, so real quick as we wrap this up, place your money now. If you have to pick one person who's going to die, who's it going to be that dies in Infinity War?
Stark.
Naki?
I'm not sure.
I'm going for the easy money. I'm taking Loki.
I'm going with Vision.
Ooh, Sailor Pullen says Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's already dead.
He appears long enough just to die.
I'm not even sure if Vision dying counts as a death because he's just a fucking robot.
That doesn't mean that it's not gonna put Paul Bellamy, is that his name?
Paul Bettany. Paul
Bettany.
Blackthorne is from Arrow.
Doesn't mean it's not gonna put him out of a job. So
He can just go back to being the voice in someone's suit again. Do the easy work.
he could. But there's my death. Vision.
All right, so
Vision.
everyone's got their bets placed. Sailor Pullen said Hawkeye in the chat room. We will cycle back. I don't know if we'll do it next week because we might want to avoid spoilers, but we'll take note and see who is right. There could be multiple of us that are right. God only knows on this movie.
That's true.
Everybody's dead. The end.
Yeah, once the gauntlet's involved, you can recast anybody that costs too much, which means everybody's vulnerable.
Everybody dies. The movie.
About the only person that I think that they can't kill Chadwick Boseman's Panther or Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Well,
Those are the only two I guarantee live through the movie. They could replace anybody else.
You can't kill Black Widow either, considering they're talking about doing a Black Widow movie, unless it's like a
They've been
period
talking
piece.
about that movie for like 9 billion years.
The Black Widow has been like 3 different characters in the Marvel Comics already. They could easily just say that she got a face surgery to look different. They could recast her as anybody.
But they're banking on the fact that Scarlett Johansson's fairly bankable.
Yeah. I'm just saying she could be replaced.
James Gunn has confirmed all the Guardians will be in Volume 3.
That's interesting, because I thought Gamora might die.
That doesn't mean they won't die in Infinity War. They could still be in 3.
That's true. Who knows on this stuff? All we know is that the title of Avengers 4 hasn't been revealed because it's a spoiler. Naki just nailed it. It's Avengers 4, everybody dies. Just get ready for
Who dies? The movie.
the movie.
Avengers 4, everybody's dead. What do we do now?
Avengers dead. Here's all the B-side characters.
Oh, here comes Strike Force Moratori to take down Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So we have figured out how it's going to work out. So thank you, everyone who did join us for this live episode of All Things Good and Nerdy. Please feel free to come join us next Sunday as we record live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over on Geeks.live, the official streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. But with all that being said, barring any final thoughts, I think we're out of here. You guys got anything? Anything?
Vagina Couch.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Vagina Couch.
I mean, I think that's fair if we just go with the Vagina Couch as our parting thought.
Don't forget your STD pizzas.
Do you want an STD pizza? If so,
Eat it on-
keep listening.
Eat it on your Vagina Couch.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek radio app, and over at our network home at gonnageek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@gonnageek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com.